Hello. Hi, everyone. Good morning. Welcome to this mobile automation testing training program. So, what is the agenda of the today's session? So, today we are going to see a brief introduction about mobile automation testing, why it is important these days, followed by an introduction to the different types of applications, whatever we have in a real world, and what exactly the setup you need to download in your machine. All these things you want to do this study as part of the today's session. So the first thing is, guys, for most of the activities, whichever you are doing, your mobile phone and the apps inside the mobile phone are playing a crucial roles. Say, I want to pay my utility bill, I'll be using my mobile phone. I want to book a flight ticket, I'll be using my mobile phone. I want to play some games, I'll be using my mobile phone. So day to day, mobile apps are becoming popular, and of course, they are handling numerous activities in our day to day life. So the organizations are developing more mobile applications, and it's of course it's required for us to test all those mobile applications. Whenever you are having a huge amount of load, it's mandatory for us to go with an automation testing. And of course, this automation testing, depending on a customer need, we will be preferring the tool, and we are going with respect to that automation testing. So these days, in the current world, there are a n number of automation tools available in a market. Among all the automation tools available in a market, the most frequently used tool is an APM. So APM is the most commonly used tool. Why people are using this APM means, majority of the organizations are using Selenium as their web automation testing. So it means if at all you are comfortable with the web automation, 70 to 80% of the code you can reuse, or I can say on a high level, whatever the methods you are using for Selenium for performing a type operation or performing a text fields, checkboxes, radio buttons, all the commands will be one and the same with respect to APM. That's the reason most of the organizations are preferring this tool. So it means the resources, if he is capable of handling a Selenium project, of course they can handle this mobile automation testing as well. So that's the reason majority of the organizations are using these mobile applications. So in the real world, whenever you are working on any kind of a project, you will be encountering three different types of a mobile apps. The first one is mobile web app, native app, and a hybrid app. So what is a mobile web app? Assume that I'm using Amazon on my mobile Chrome browser. So I haven't downloaded the app from the Play Store. Directly, I'm opening my Chrome browser on my mobile phone and I'm using www.amazon.com. So it means I'm redirecting to the application on a browser. Such applications, we call it as a mobile web apps. These web apps, you can't download it from the Play Store. You can just open it from your mobile app browser itself. Whereas the next one is a native applications. So there's native applications and hybrid applications are almost one and the same, which will be downloading from the Play Store, and they have an interaction with the various system applications like a camera functionality in your mobile, calendar functionality in your mobile, audio functionality in your mobile. Either native and as well as a hybrid apps can use those features. Then what makes the difference between a native and as well as a hybrid app? So the thing is, hybrid app is a combination of a native instance plus as well as a web instance. What exactly the meaning of a native instance and as well as a web instance? So if you see these e-commerce app, most of the things, or I can say almost all the screens are rendering within the same app itself, which we are considering it as a native app. There are certain applications where there is an option to open a web page within an app itself. If you are an end user, of course, you don't know what exactly the difference between a hybrid and as well as a native. But whenever you are working on an automation testing, you will encounter the differences and you will encounter a lot of issues in handling that. So the point here is the hybrid app is having a native instance followed by certain web screens are there precisely for this particular hybrid apps. So let me show you a simple example on these hybrid apps so that you guys can easily understand what exactly the hybrid app looks like. So I'm just trying to install one application on this mobile device. This is the app, and I'm scrolling down. I just want to show you how this web view looks like. See, there is a functionality as a web view. So far, we are on an app itself. Now, www.bing.com. whenever I'm using a go-to site, see here, guys, on the same app instance, the bing.com browser, okay, it got opened on a Chrome browser and it got rendered on a same app screen. This instance, we call it as a web view, and this app, we call it as a hybrid app. Basically, the hybrid app will have an instance of a native within the app, and it has some instances on a web view also. This is all about the various types of applications, whatever we have. And then, guys, this is the document that we are going to publish in the next lecture. So whomsoever wants to explore more on a mobile manual testing, you guys can explore this documentation. It has a more details about a mobile manual testing, how to do these manual stuff and all those things. Everything is there as part of this documentation. Okay, good, done the deal. And moving on to the next point, in order to work on this configuration part, the most important thing that we need to know is basically what are all the things I need to download in this machine. So assume that you are working on a Windows machine or a Mac machine. These are all the things you need to download. You need to download Java and install it, and you need to install an Eclipse editor and install it. You need to download an Appium desktop and install it, and you need to download a Node.js and install it, and an Android Studio, you need to install it. This Node.js is required only for a Mac machine. If you are using a Windows machine, these four steps are highly recommended, and this Node.js is not required. As I am using a Mac machine, I'm just downloading this Node.js also. These are all the things that you need to download from the official websites, and you need to install it. And once after you have downloaded this Android Studio, make sure that you launched the Android Studio and you created a project within the Android Studio. So the reason is whenever you created a new project in an Android Studio, no, it will be installing all the required plugins. So once the Android Studio got downloaded, just launch it. And upon this launching, create a new project. Automatically the new project will be created, and if something is required, it will be automatically installing that. So the only thing you need to do is click on a next and complete that installation steps. That's it. So these are the prerequisites which you need to download in your machine. As said that, guys, so this is a configuration for a Windows machine. Sorry, if at all you are using a Mac machine, then this kind of a configuration that we need to do. Anyways, we will be discussing about the Mac configuration as part of our upcoming lectures. But if you are working on a Windows, this is more than enough. The things that you need to download are, let me highlight once again, JDK, Eclipse, Appium Desktop, and an Android Studio. Assume that you guys are already using Selenium in your machine. You can ignore the first two steps. You can download the third step and as well as a fifth step. That's it. These two are more than enough. Download it and install it. That's it. This is the configuration part that is required, guys. Let us continue the topic in the next session. Thank you. Bye-bye.